Hello my friends, welcome back. Imagine a small island. No natural resources. No fresh water of its own. Surrounded by bigger, stronger neighbors. Now imagine that island becomes one of the richest places on Earth, in one generation. How does that happen? Who could take a swamp and turn it into a shining city? Who could take chaos and turn it into order? His name was Kuan Yew. Before we go further, my friends, if stories like this move you, hit that subscribe button. Tap like too. It helps this channel grow. Now, let's begin. Kuan Yew was born in 1923, in Singapore. At that time, Singapore was a British colony. His family was Chinese, and had lived in the region for generations. His grandfather wanted the family westernized, so young Lee grew up speaking English at home. He was smart, very smart, and his teachers noticed it early. But his world was not safe, not stable, not certain. When he was a teenager, war came. Japan invaded Singapore. The British surrendered. It was 1942. Lee saw brutality with his own eyes. He saw fear rule the streets. He saw what happens when a nation cannot protect its own people. That experience changed him. It planted a question in his mind, a question he would carry for life: how does a small, weak place survive in a world of giants? He studied hard, and went to Britain, where he studied law at Cambridge, earning top honors. But his mind was not on personal glory. His mind was on home. Power. Order. Survival. These three words would follow him his whole life. He came back to Singapore a changed man. Educated. Sharp. Determined. The island he returned to was poor, crowded, and divided, uncertain of its future. He did not know it yet, but he was about to reshape it completely. Back in Singapore, Kuan Yew entered politics. He was young. He was hungry. He believed in change. In 1954, he helped form a new political party, the People's Action Party. His friends called it the PAP. The goal was simple: end colonial rule, build self-government, bring order to a divided land. But the path was not simple at all. Singapore in the 1950s was tense. Riots broke out in the streets. Workers went on strike. Different groups fought for different visions of the future. Some wanted communism. Some wanted to merge with Malaysia. Some wanted full independence, alone. Lee had to choose his allies carefully. He worked with communists at first, because he needed their numbers, their energy, their votes. But he never trusted them fully. He knew, one day, they would turn against him. That day came. In 1959, Lee became Prime Minister. Singapore gained self-rule. The people cheered in the streets. But peace was fragile, and power was fragile too. In 1961, tension inside his own party exploded. The communist wing broke away, trying to tear his government apart from within. Picture the scene. Late-night meetings, whispered accusations, old friends becoming enemies overnight. Lee fought back. He out-argued them. He out-organized them. He survived. Then came 1963. Singapore joined Malaysia. It seemed like safety, strength in numbers. It was not safety at all. Racial tension grew fast. Riots broke out between ethnic groups. Blood was spilled in the streets. Kuala Lumpur and Singapore disagreed on almost everything: economic policy, racial policy, power itself. The relationship was breaking, and both sides could feel it. On August 9, 1965, the break became final. Malaysia expelled Singapore from the Union. Kuan Yew announced it on television. He wept, in front of the whole nation, he wept. Singapore was alone now. No resources. No army to speak of. No guarantee of survival. He did not know it yet, but this heartbreak would become his greatest test. Singapore stood alone. August 1965. No army. No water supply of its own. No natural resources. Enemies surrounded the island. Indonesia was hostile. Malaysia was cold and distant. Many experts predicted failure. Some said Singapore would collapse within years. Kuan Yew faced a choice: give in to fear, or build something new. He chose to build. First came survival. He needed an army, fast. He turned to Israel for help, a small nation that also stood alone, one that understood his fear. Soldiers trained hard. Weeks turned into months. A real defense force took shape. Next came the economy. Singapore had nothing to sell. No oil. No minerals. No land to spare. So Lee sold something else: trust, order, discipline. He fought corruption without mercy, punishing it in his own party first. No exceptions. No excuses. He built clean government, strict laws, and public housing for the poor. Foreign investors watched closely. Could this tiny island really change? Factories began to rise. Ports grew busier. Jobs multiplied. But danger did not disappear. Racial riots still threatened peace. Neighbors still watched with suspicion. One misstep could break everything. Every policy carried risk, every decision could fail. Some called him too strict, too controlling, too harsh. He answered simply: survival first, freedom of comfort later. Water was still a threat. Singapore depended on Malaysia for fresh water, and one dispute could cut the supply. Lee pushed for self-sufficiency, reservoirs, water treatment, careful planning for decades ahead. Piece by piece, the impossible began to work. Trade grew. Trust grew. The economy grew. The world started watching differently now, not with pity, but with curiosity. Could this really be the same struggling island from 1965? Singapore was rising, and Kuan Yew stood at the center of it all. By the 1990s, the transformation was complete. Singapore had become one of the richest nations on earth. Clean streets. Strong economy. Global respect. A land with no resources had become a global trading hub. A land once poor had become a model for the world. Kuan Yew stepped down as Prime Minister in 1990, after leading for over 3 decades. But he did not disappear. He stayed close to government. He kept advising. He kept watching. He passed away in 2015. The whole nation mourned. Millions lined the streets to say goodbye. What is his legacy, my friends? Order. Discipline. Vision. These 3 words defined his life, and they also defined his nation. He was not a perfect man. His rule was strict. Some freedoms were limited. Critics still debate his methods today. Some praise him as a builder of miracles. Others criticize his tight grip on power. Both views are part of his story. But no one can deny the result. A poor, small island became a global success story, in 1 generation, under one determined leader. What can we learn from this, my friends? Kuan Yew did not wait for comfort. He built through fear. He built through uncertainty. He built when failure seemed certain. You may not lead a nation, but you face your own struggles, your own uncertain future, your own moments of doubt. Ask yourself this: what would you build, if you refuse to give up? Order does not come from luck. Discipline does not come by accident. Vision must be fought for, every single day. Like Kuan Yew, you can turn a weak start into a strong future. If this story inspired you, hit that like button now. Subscribe, so you never miss a story like this one. And comment below, tell me which historical figure you want next. Until next time, my friends. Keep learning. Keep building. Keep believing in what you can become.